something called tetany, where the uterus is contracting but it's not stopping, or you're getting to hypertension and you're about to have a seizure during delivery, the first thing you do is magnesium sulfate. A big bag of magnesium sulfate, and it relaxes everything. The uterus slows down, the seizures relax, the blood pressure drops. That's even before blood pressure medicines, magnesium sulfate. It's always, even if you have a status epilepticus kid that comes into the ER, magnesium is always in the background somewhere. So I think magnesium is underutilized, and it is very helpful. Again, you have to watch that your kidneys are okay. And the biggest side effect of magnesium is diarrhea. So as long as your kidneys are okay and you're not taking any thyroid medicine, because it binds with thyroid medicine, so be careful with that, then kind of go to the point where you're relaxed. But if you have diarrhea, then you know you're taking too much. Personally, I usually do about 200 to 400 milligrams twice a day. 200 milligrams to 400 milligrams twice a day of magnesium. Glycinate. It's either glycinate or aspartate, and depending on the bottle, some of them will be 400. You have to be careful, because if you buy something with other supplements, minerals, or vitamins in it, you might be, to maximize on 400 milligrams twice a day, you might be taking other things at a high dose. So I like to just get magnesium by itself in those two forms, glycinate or aspartate. Good question, whether turmeric or magnesium would interfere with blood pressure medicines. As far as I know, no, but the problem with some water pills mostly either mess around with changing your sodium-potassium pump. Right. So indirectly, it might shift some of the ions to not work properly. It shouldn't drop you down, or it shouldn't raise you high. It just might not work properly. You might need more of the hydrochlorothiazide. But then again, the magnesium is supposed to lower blood pressure anyway. Right? So it could also work to your advantage. The easiest thing to tell you is that if you're doing a trial, and as long as the kidneys are okay, I would do magnesium at 100 twice a day for about 1 to 2 weeks, watching the blood pressure every day. I would do a random blood pressure. I wouldn't pick the same time every day. I would do a random blood pressure, check it once a day is probably too cumbersome, but just about. And if your average of blood pressures over 2 weeks is showing an increasing rise, then you know the mag is working against it. Turmeric, I don't think you're going to have a problem with. But if, again, the mag should work. Now, if the magnesium makes you super sensitive and your blood pressures drop, so you have to be careful about driving and passing out, but that means it's time to get rid of the hydrochlorothiazide and just use magnesium, which is great.